Ever get that, like, that rush when you think about buried treasure?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
pirate gold and all that.
of course.
Well, today, we're going deeper than just thinking about it. We're diving straight into the book that really kicked off all that romanticism about buried treasure, Treasure Island.
A classic.
Yeah, Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island.
Yeah.
You sent in some really interesting excerpts, and we wanted to dig in and unearth, like, the real, how this treasure hunt really got going
Yeah, I think we've got a front row seat to see how it all started.
right at the beginning.
Yeah. This thrilling tale, we're going to see how just a chance arrival and a secret really set off this, like, a race for this hidden fortune,
Yeah.
Captain Flint's treasure.
Let's set the scene, okay?
Hmm.
Imagine the Admiral Benbow Inn,
Okay.
right? Cozy little place on the English coast
Huh?
back in the 1700s.
Hmm.
Things are pretty quiet until uh, until this imposing figure walks in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Billy Bone.
Billy Bones.
He's not your usual traveler just looking for a room for the night.
No, no. The way Stevenson describes him is like right away. He's not an average guy. Tall, weathered, skin like leather,
Right.
and scars. Lots of scars.
Scars tell a story.
They tell a story, don't they? And that sea chest he's dragging around, I mean, it's got more than just clothes in it.
Right.
There's something heavy in there.
Yeah, you get this feeling right away he wants to be alone, asks for a room overlooking the sea. And he's got this, like, really intense fear of a man with one leg.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, it's creepy. And he's not exactly Mr. Congeniality either.
No, not really. He drinks a lot, sings these loud, kind of disturbing songs, tells these stories, gruesome stories. It's pretty clear this guy's got some serious baggage.
Yeah, there's something dark there. Oh, and don't forget about the unpaid bills.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem. Putting a strain on the innkeepers.
And it takes a toll, especially on Jim Hawkins' father, who runs
Yeah.
the inn. The stress and worry really affect his health. So even from the beginning, you see this treasure hunt casting a shadow.
Yeah, there's a cost to it all. And then there's Jim, stuck in the middle.
Right. Jim gets caught up in Bones' life from the get-go. Bones offers him a silver coin every month to be on the lookout for a one-legged man. Sounds simple enough, right?
Yeah.
But it's the first sign that things aren't what they seem.
And it gets Jim thinking about danger, that
Yeah.
something's not right. Then one morning while Bones is out, this pale guy shows up, missing some fingers, asks about a man with a scar. It's like the past is catching up to Billy Bones.
Right at the end.
Yeah, right there.
Like a ghost from the past.
It's clear that Bones' fear is real. Someone's looking for him. And they know about that scar. They know stuff. And when Bones gets back, man, that confrontation is intense.
You can feel it in their voices. Bill! Black dog! There's bad blood there. It just explodes, right? Rum goes flying. There's that clash of steel. Stevenson puts you right in the middle of the action.
It's a brutal fight. Black Dog gets away, but not before he gives Bones a nasty wound. And Bones, what does he do? He doesn't worry about the cut. He just wants more rum. Really shows you how much he depends on the drink.
Like he needs it to survive. And then Dr. Lucy, he just happens to be there. He brings some calm to the situation, diagnoses Bones with a stroke, says it's from all the drinking, explains why he's been so shaky and out of it.
But even sick and weak, Bones is still scared, terrified, really, of the black spot.
For those who don't know, the black spot wasn't just some empty threat.
Right, it was a big deal,
Huge.
a formal thing.
Like a pirate death sentence.
Yeah, a pirate's death sentence. And Bones knows it. He tells Jim that his sea chest, that's what they're after. And that's when we learn about Captain Flint.
That's right. The infamous Captain Flint.
The pieces start falling into place. Bones wasn't just any sailor. He was Flint's first mate. And he's got the map to Flint's treasure, the one Flint gave him in Savannah before he died. Big responsibility for Jim now.
And a whole lot of danger. And just when things couldn't get more intense, tragedy strikes. Jim's father dies suddenly. It's a heartbreaking moment, and it shifts the focus away from the treasure, at least for a while.
Yeah, it reminds us that this isn't just some game. There are real consequences. But the pirates, they don't care about any of that. And soon enough, this really creepy guy shows up. Pew, the blind man. It's unsettling, how he uses his blindness to make you feel sorry for him, but he's actually dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. The way he grabs Jim's arm, you can feel the menace, and then he just barks, "Take me to Billy Bones! Now, boy, or I'll break your arm! No messing around with this guy."
And then the black spot. That scene is pure terror. 10 o'clock, scrawled on it, giving Bones just a few hours. Bones tries to stand up, makes this awful sound, then collapses. Dead.
That black spot, it really had power over these guys.
2 deaths in such a short time. Jim's a tough kid, but this is a lot to handle. But the treasure, that map, it's still there, hanging over everything. Right. The Dillagers, they're too afraid to help Jim and his mother. They hear the name Captain Flint, and they run the other way. Flint was more than just a pirate. He was a monster, known for being cruel, even to his own men. His reputation lived on, even after he was gone.
Speaks volumes about the fear he inspired. So Jim and his mother, they're on their own.
But they're brave. They go back to the inn to get what Bones owed them. It's risky, but they're desperate. And they find it, that note with the deadline, "You have until 10 tonight." Time ran out for Bones, but for Jim and his mother, a new clock is ticking.
And that's when they find the key, right?
Yeah.
Around Bones' neck, the key to the sea chest.
That's the key to everything. They open the chest, and it's like a glimpse into Bones' life. Fancy clothes he never wore, everyday stuff, and then the promise of riches.
An old cloak, a bag of Spanish gold, and then finally the oilskin bundle, the treasure map.
It's all there. But Jim's mother, she's amazing. She insists on taking only what Bones owed them, no more. Talk about honesty.
Especially in a story about pirates and treasure. Really sets them apart. But there's no time to celebrate. Pew and his men, they're coming.
That tapping of Pew's stick,
Yeah.
then a low whistle, the signal, the other pirates are here. Jim grabs that oilskin bundle just in time, and they run. That map, it's the most important thing now.
They barely escape with their lives. And Pew, when he sees that the chest has been opened and the map is gone, he goes ballistic.
That guy was consumed by greed. But it's what gets him killed in the end. The revenue men, they ride up on horseback, scattering the pirates. Pew, in his blind panic, runs right into a horse. It's almost poetic justice.
Right. Karma, maybe. The revenue men, they put an end to Pew's terror, but they also set in motion the next phase of this whole adventure. They're going to report to Dr. Livesey, and that's going to bring Squire Trelawney into the story.
Which leads us to Dr. Livesey. When he hears about Captain Flint, well, let's just say he gets pretty excited.
Excited is an understatement. He's practically giddy. He's got this almost romantic view of Flint, like he was the ultimate pirate, bloodthirsty and all that.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if he really understands the danger.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye. And then Dr. Livesey opens that oilskin bundle, and there it is, the map. An island with latitude and longitude, a hill called Spyglass, a cross marking the spot where the treasure's buried. It's real now, not just a legend.
And Trelawney, being Trelawney, decides right then and there that they're going after that treasure. He wants a ship and a crew in 10 days. No time to waste, apparently.
Jim's the cabin boy. Dr. Livesey's the ship's doctor. The team's coming together. But Dr. Livesey, he knows Trelawney's got a big mouth, so he warns him to keep quiet, foreshadowing much.
A little bit, yeah. Loose lips sink ships, right? And Trelawney's promised to be silent. Well, knowing him, it's not very convincing.
A few weeks go by, and Trelawney writes from Bristol. He's found a ship, the Hispaniola. But finding a crew, that's not so easy. Until he runs into Long John Silver, a one-legged sailor. Oh, this is going to be good.
Silver gets hired as the cook, and since he knows a lot of sailors, he helps Trelawney find the rest of the crew. Seems like a good deal for both of them, but we all know Silver's got his own agenda.
And Trelawney, he's feeling generous. He gets the inn fixed up, hires someone to help Jim's mother while they're gone. He's not all bad, even if his judgment isn't the best. And then it's time for Jim to leave for Bristol. The adventure's really starting now.
Yeah, and Bristol's where everything changes. It's where Jim meets Long John Silver for the first time, at the Spyglass Tavern. And you gotta wonder, what's going through Jim's head when he sees Silver? Remember what Billy Bones said about a one-legged man.
The very thing Bones was terrified of. But Silver, he's like a different person. Tall, strong, intelligent-looking, and friendly. Makes you forget all about the missing leg and the crutch.
Silver's good at making people like him, that's for sure. And then, for a second, Black Dog shows up at the tavern.
Yeah, Black Dog. Just a glimpse, but enough to make Jim suspicious. But Silver denies knowing him, and Jim believes him. That's how good Silver is at manipulating people.
Then they meet Captain Smollett on the Hispaniola. And he's not happy. Not one bit.
Totally different from Silver and Trelawney. Smollett's serious, watchful, he doesn't like the plan, and he definitely doesn't trust the crew. Says the secret's out, everyone knows about the treasure.
Too much blatting has been done, he says. And you know he's talking about Trelawney. He's worried because the crew knows where they're going and what they're after. Smollett's a good captain. He can sense danger.
And he takes charge. Wants the weapons and gunpowder locked up, under his control. He's worried about a mutiny, and he's not wrong.
Dr. Livesey sees it too. Trelawney, of course, gets offended, but he agrees in the end. And Dr. Livesey, he says something interesting. He thinks Smollett and Long John Silver are the only honest men on board. Little does he know.
Yeah, right. Trelawney buys it hook, line, and sinker. He thinks Silver's a good guy, completely fooled by the act. Silver's a master manipulator, that's for sure.
So they set sail. The crew singing 15 men on the dead man's chest. Kind of morbid for a sea shanty, don't you think? Even though things seem calm on the surface, you can feel the tension building.
The voyage starts off okay. Silver's friendly, especially to Jim. But there are little signs, hints that something's not right. That parrot, always walking pieces of 8, it's a reminder of the treasure and the greed it can inspire.
And Trelawney and Smollett, they're not getting along, barely speaking to each other. That kind of tension spreads. The crew can feel it. And then Jim overhears something that changes everything.
Jim's hiding in the apple barrel, and he hears Silver talking. About Flint, about his plan to take the treasure, about how some of the crew are already in on it. It's a betrayal, a huge one.
And then Silver says it. I'll wring his head off his body. He's talking about Trelawney, no doubt about what he's planning. And just then, the lookout shouts, "Land ho!"
They've reached Treasure Island, and the mood changes instantly. It's hot, the air's thick, there's this weird smell of rotting plants. Dr. Lucy says they're in for some fevers. Even the island itself feels dangerous.
And the crew, they're getting restless. You can feel the mutiny coming. Only Silver's still acting cheerful, pretending everything's fine, waiting for the right moment.
Captain Smollett knows what's coming. He decides to let the crew go ashore for a while. It's a risk, but he's hoping to buy some time. And the loyal men, they arm themselves, getting ready for a fight.
But Jim, he does something impulsive. He sneaks ashore in one of the boats, and Silver calls after him, as if he knows what Jim's about to find out.
Jim stumbles right into the heart of the danger. He hides and listens as Silver talks to one of the crewmen, Tom. It's an ultimatum. Join the mutiny, or die.
Tom's a good man. He refuses to betray the captain. And then in the distance, there's a shout, a struggle, a scream. It's Alan, another loyal crewman. He's dead.
Silver doesn't even flinch. He says it's probably Alan. And Tom, he stands up to Silver. And Silver, he kills him. Right there, with his crutch and a knife. The friendly cook, he's a cold-blooded killer.
He wipes his knife clean and whistles for the others like it was nothing. Jim's terrified. He runs deeper into the island.
He's running for his life, and that's when he meets Ben Gunn, this strange, wild-looking guy, sunburnt, dressed in rags. He's been alone on the island for 3 years, a castaway.
Living off the land. Goats, berries, oysters. He's a bit crazy, but he's also smart. And when he sees Jim, he gets excited, says he's rich.
Ben Gunn wants to know if it's Flint's ship, if Long John Silver's on board. When Jim tells him Flint's dead, but Silver's there, he's scared. He's got history with these guys, bad history.
Jim tells him everything about the voyage, the treasure, the mutiny. And Ben Gunn, he tells his story too, about how Flint buried the treasure with 6 men, then killed them all to keep it a secret. Talk about ruthless.
Ben Gunn, he tried to find the treasure himself 3 years ago. That's how he ended up marooned. He's still sharp, though. He asks Jim about Squire Trelawney, wants to know if he's a good man, if he'd help Ben Gunn get back to England.
Jim tells him Trelawney's a good guy, and that they might need Ben Gunn's help to sail the Hispaniola back. And then Ben Gunn says he's got a boat he built himself, hidden under a white rock.
Just when things are looking up, they hear it. A cannon shot. In the distance, the fighting started, and Jim, he shouts, "The fight is on! Follow me!" He's not a scared kid anymore. He's part of this fight now.
So that's where we are. Jim knows Silver can't be trusted, and he's found an unlikely ally in Ben Gunn. Things have changed, the stakes are higher. The hunt for Flint's treasure has turned into a fight for survival.
You've seen how this all began. A simple arrival, a secret map, and now it's a battle for their lives. The greed, the betrayal. It's all part of the story.
And it makes you think, right, now that everyone's true colors are out in the open, what's going to happen next? Who's going to come out on top?
Treasure Island. It makes you think about greed, about loyalty, about what people will do to survive. It's a classic for a reason. There's always more to discover.
So keep exploring, keep digging, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.